A scientist's obsession can lead to groundbreaking discoveries, but sometimes it leads down a darker path. In the heart of Germany, a young man was just beginning such a journey. His fascination with twins, sparked in the early days of his life, was to become his life's pursuit. As a budding scientist, he conducted preliminary experiments that hinted at the depth of his fixation. This obsession, an integral part of his life, was on the verge of a shift. His obsession with twins became a defining feature of his life, and it was about to take a sinister turn. The scientist's name was Josef Mengele, a name that would become infamous in history. A German SS officer and a physician, Mengele's story is intertwined with World War II and the Auschwitz concentration camp. Here he found a dark playground for his twisted fascination. Twins. Mengele was obsessed with unlocking the secrets of genetic inheritance, and twins, he believed, were the key. He conducted a series of experiments attempting to probe the mysteries of heredity. His methods, however, were far from ethical. Twins were subjected to measurements, medical tests, and procedures, often without anesthesia. And while the specifics are too horrific to detail, it's important to understand that these were not conducted with the subject's consent nor with any regard for their well-being. His objectives were manifold. He sought to increase the Aryan birth rate, to discover the genetic cause of multiple births, and to unlock the secrets of racial purity. But these objectives were based on flawed ideologies, not sound scientific principles. The experiments were driven by a perverse curiosity, fueled by a horrific worldview, and so his efforts led to no significant breakthroughs. The data was tainted by his bias and the uncontrolled conditions of his experiments. His subjects suffered immensely and for naught. Mengele's work stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the perversion of science. His experiments were not only unethical but also scientifically flawed, leading to no significant breakthroughs. Despite his despicable actions, Mengele managed to evade justice. Slipping through the hands of authorities time and again, he lived out his days in the shadows, far from the reach of those who sought to bring him to account. Mengele's life post-war was one of shadowy hideaways and borrowed identities, a far cry from the days when he held the power of life and death in his hands. The cruel irony of it all is that his ruthless experiments yielded no significant scientific findings. His legacy, however, is a different story. The survivors of his experiments carry the physical and emotional scars to this day, a chilling testament to his inhumanity, his obsession with twins, his flagrant disregard for human life and dignity, and his failure to contribute anything of value to the scientific community paint a stark picture of a man lost to his own monstrous ambitions. Mengele's obsession with twins and his ruthless experiments serve as a grim reminder of the ethical boundaries that should never be crossed in the pursuit of scientific knowledge.